Here we go again, chat. Here, let me take this mic out of here because it's messing up everything. I'm gonna have to hold this mic here. I'm gonna have to get a better stand, a better microphone stand. What's going on, beautiful people? This is yours, truly Versace. Welcome to the One L Road Talk Show. Today, I'm doing a reaction video on a video that is trending right now. Okay, this what you're about to see here is from June 16, 2025. Okay, when these young ladies were on a podcast talking about the war in Iran, okay, and how Trump is going to take us there because of Israel, okay. And one thing I want you guys to understand is this, right? We live here in America. I was born in America, okay. My family were all born here. My family, became what they are today because of America. Okay. I actually did security work for America 17 plus years. Okay. I love this country more than others. Why? Because this is the country that I'm in. This is the country I was born. This is the country my kids were born. This is the country, they gave us an opportunity to have a church, you know. So I'm gonna break it down real quick to you guys. My name is Juanel, aka Versace. Okay. I was a drug dealer that became a knockaround. First, I was a knockaround guy because I used to fight a lot. Um, then I became a drug dealer. What drug dealer? My first drug to sell was heroin. Everything was already packaged, and I used to make fun of the dope fiends, right? Until one day God punished me, and I became a dope fiend. I went from being, uh, and I'm not a fake defunct person here, because you know how every drug dealer wants to put themselves up here. No, I was a local superstar. Why? Because I had money. The people I hung around with, we all had money. We had nice cars with rims and music. And every weekend we were in the club. Um, the crew that I was hanging with at the time, a lot of them are dead. A lot of them are deported. We were the young money maker of our city. Okay? We used to make a lot of money selling heroin. Okay? And the moral of the story is we destroyed a bunch of cities with the heroin. Okay. And what messed me up one day was that somebody painted me. Okay. And they said that everywhere I stepped, I would demolish the neighborhood. Right. So they had me walking. The painting was me walking in the city behind me on fire. And then my footprints walking away from the city were flamed up. And I never understood the painting until I got older, right? I was like, damn, bro, that's how they had me? Fast forward, I get into the security work. I start getting into politics between Republican and the Democrat and this and that. I never belonged to anybody, even to this day. So it got me going down all these rabbit holes, right? In government. Now I make YouTube videos slash DJ. I make music. So now I went from a super devilish negative lifestyle to now being role model to other people in my community, in my church, and in the internet. People look at me, they're like, yo, man, Versace went through a lot. Look at him today. I do reactions. And I lost big channels. Okay. My big channel was on TikTok. I had 89,000 people. I had all this beautiful stuff. And all I was doing was just uploading already videos that were there, just putting my face on the bottom. Then I started doing the same thing on YouTube. Now, with YouTube, I didn't understand what I wanted to do. So you couldn't pinpoint me and say, oh, Versace only does this, because I was all over the place. I had over 7,000 videos. I had millions of views, millions of watch hour, millions of likes, about 50,000 subscribers, and then it stopped there. Then I get an email saying that a lot of the subscribers that I had were botted. So that's how I started noticing YouTube were playing games with me. And then I started going down this rabbit hole with the Charlie Kirk. I started listening to Charlie Kirk, Dave Smith, Rogan, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Candace. You know, I'm going down all these famous people, Nick Fuentes, and I'm listening, and I'm like Patrick Bet Davis from Value Entertainment, and I'm noticing. I'm like, wait a minute. Today's politician is like when I was in the streets, and this shit don't make sense to me. And the whole thing is, right, guys, I just gave you a little quick snip of me, right, for you guys that are just tuning in. And what I'm noticing is that you cannot say anything about Israel. Good, bad, it don't matter. You can't say anything because the way people start treating you when you start asking questions as an American. Hey, why are we bombing Iran? Oh, well, because Bibi Netanyahu been coming to America since the fucking 80s, 90s, early 2000, mid 2000 to today, bringing, oh, we got to wipe out these Iranians. They're closer to get a bomb. But we never had the evidence that these people ever attacked us. Okay, when you start going down these let me stop saying rabbit thing. When you start opening these doors, okay, you start noticing that 99.9% of the time, these political figures, okay, are lying to us. The same way they painted the picture when they killed Kennedy. Kennedy wanted Israel out of government. He wanted to demolish the CIA. He wanted to knock off the FBI. Why? Because Israel, the CIA, and the FBI were doing things in Americans' name around the world, making us look bad, and then dumb people saying, no, these people are the bad people. Fast forward, you start finding out, oh, shit, the CIA with Mossad and the feds killed Kennedy? Oh, shit. Then you got Trump. That's why you guys see him up there. Why? Because a lot of us that were raised in New York, born in New York, we looked up at Donald Trump as, wow, we got a fucking billionaire, bro. And he's in New York. You know, forget Trump, the politician. I'm talking about Donald Trump, the billionaire, the first New York billionaire, the first Playboy guy, you know, in the rich world. Then we notice, you know, the Obamas, the Clinton, the Bushes, the Bush the son, Bush the father. All these shits, these presidents have created damage all over around the world, all because of Israel. And in this video, I'm going to show you why I started going down these doors, because the more doors you open, right, you start noticing who really controls the world, who controls America, who controls the media, who controls the entertainment business, meaning the music, the movies, the plays. Everything comes from Israel. Israel is like an octopus. Israel got their hands everywhere in this world. They own the banking. They control the gold, the silver, the diamonds, hip-hop music, country music, rock and roll. You fucking name them, dumb people own everything. Okay? I'm not here to bash anyone because, again, I have friends and family members that live in Israel. Some of those guys and girls are military. Some of them retire. And they live out there because their mother and father, you know, there were some big tycoon jewelers in America. Their parents died, so now the kids live out there, you know, chilling. And I speak to these people every year, and they say the same shit. The government that is in Israel today is not the Israel that we hear and see in the Bible. This is how I know these people are bad. Listen to this. This is Anna Parlino, I think her name. Anna Kasparian. I'm sorry if I'm killing it. And then Julina Michaels.
Probably end up spending tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions, if not $1 trillion, depending on how long that war with Iran lasts. Will you guys come back on this show and at least admit I was right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Conversely,
hold on a second.
if it ends within 6 months, Iran is defanged and the Abraham Accords are expanded. Will you admit that?
Yeah, of course.
I would much rather defend Israel than defend Iran.
By the way, she's not just defending Iran. You go on X and you see a lot of people on the right, conservatives, who also completely agree with Anna. They don't want to see American lives taken. They don't want to spend trillions of dollars on another war.
Well, nobody does.
What you're doing.
So this is how you know who's getting paid from Israel. Then you got this guy. If you guys know, this is the King Jew Defender that lives in Florida. He's a scrawny little Jewish dude that works for PDB podcast, the Patrick Bet David podcast. You guys seen his face all the time. His name is Adam. Okay, you got Adam, Vinny, Patrick, and Uncle Tom, right? Old man Tom. I love the PBD podcast because these people started coming into the scene of the YouTube world around the COVID-19 era. I started following Patrick Bet David because of the business. Fast forward, now he does interviews. He's more into the real life things that's happening in the world today. And then you got this idiot. You cannot say anything good or bad about Israel in front of Adam. Right now, we can see a video of a Jewish guy doing the most sickest thing to somebody. And Adam will always defend Israel. Okay? Listen, I'm Latino because of my parents. Right? My parents come from the Dominican Republic. But not everybody in Dominican Republic is a drug dealer. I had to deal with that my whole life. Oh, you Dominicans, man, you guys with the cocaine and this and that. Typical stuff. Just like the black people. They go through a lot of shit even to this day. All these effing N-ers, you know, I'm not going to say the word here, but these N-word and the hip-hop and the robbing and the jewelry, right? But you don't see them. You don't see the Latin community freezing your bank account. You don't see the black community having you getting banned, you know, for having an opinion or asking a question. Israel, on the other hand, I lost my big YouTube channel for saying and speaking the same thing that these people are defending, but in my way. As an American, I'm like, yo, why is Israel butting in with us? Why is Israel the only country? And why is it in Bibi Netanyahu? Trump hasn't been in office a whole year. Why the fuck is this guy, out of all the world leaders, why this guy came the most to the White House? And the other thing is, too, guys, you got to understand, for you to go to the White House, I don't care if you're a mayor, a governor, a prince, a fucking king, or a UFO. Bro, to go to the White House 9 times, that's right there. That right there is a big red flag. Because why do you need to go to the White House 9 times? Well, to create this war. Okay? This war that Israel brung us in again, it's going to be the worst war America got itself into since American history. Forget World War I, forget World War II, okay? Forget the shit with the Japan, forget the shit with the Desert Storm or the Iraqi war or the Afghanistan war. The Iranian war, I believe is going to be the downfall of America, guys. All because of people like this guy and Bibi Netanyahu. Listen to what Anna says here.
Doing is yapping and lying. Here's my problem with you. You could be loud, and you can be wrong.
You don't
Pick
have any.
one.
You don't have
when
any
you're loud
actual
and wrong,
substantive
that's
points.
when you get in trouble.
Okay.
So it looks like Jillian Michaels owes Anna Kasparian that apology. The clip that you just watched was filmed on June 16, 2025, before Trump blew up Iran's nuclear facilities. And according to Jillian Michaels, that should have been the end of it. But now, 9 months later, we have Trump delivering a national address to the American people, warning of American bloodshed.
The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war.
Just so we can keep on fighting Israel's wars. And make no mistake, that is exactly what this is about.
Our interest, I think, very much is in not going to war with Iran, right? It would be a huge distraction of resources. It would be massively expensive to our country.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now. We need to clean house of all of the warmongers and America last globalists and the deep state. What would happen if we had a war? We won't. With me. No new wars and no new wars. No new wars. Remember when crooked Hillary Clinton used to say, he's going to get us into a war. Look at him. Look at his rhetoric. I said, no, my rhetoric's going to keep us out of war.
This isn't about liberating the Iranian people. This isn't about destroying their nuclear capabilities. Anna Kasparian was right.
I don't think this becomes a forever war. And she adamantly was like, yes, it does. And
then,
you're wrong.
If you guys don't know who this girl is, right? This young lady here, okay, now she changed her life around, whatever, but she's no good, bro. This lady's super racist. She was the lady. Remember that show about fat people trying to get into in a diet? Okay, this lady got sued a bunch of time. She's a very racist, disgusting lady. I don't know how she is now because I never met her, but just the way she carries herself and presents herself, and then having a past of a super racist lady, hating black people, hating mostly fat black people, because she used to bully them. It's in the show, in a documentary that came out on Netflix, and then she tried to sue Netflix because they made her look bad. How they made you look bad when it's a video of you from the 90s, and all what they're doing was just showing the world how disgusting you were at the beginning of your career. You were a scrawny, racist, white lady that hated fat people and hated the most black people. And look how God because I believe, I can be wrong, I think her husband's black now.
All right, if it turns out not to be, will you eat your words? Yes. Do you think that?
This was January 22nd, 2026. This is her fighting still with the Anna thing. Listen to this.
Day has come?
Maybe you should sit it out a little longer. A little longer.
There you go.
Because to say that the conflict with Iran is over is literally the most brain dead thing I've heard Jillian say. And she's said a lot of brain dead things.
And you know who else predicted this with astounding accuracy? Nick Fuentes.
It's going to draw America in, finally, to a war where they decapitate Iran and Syria. That seems to be the goal here.
I said a vote for Trump is a vote for a war with Iran. And think of how they tricked you. This is part of it.
This video isn't about my reporting on the Iranian war. You guys should watch a real political commentator for that. Enemies are the self-identified Republicans that are broadcasted all over Fox News as the poster children of the right won't tell you the truth. First of all, because they're not very bright, and we'll get back to that later, but mainly because they serve in the interests of a foreign nation.
And that's the thing. Oh, my bad, guys. Hold on. Let me take that off. Commercials.
President Trump is...
This is the guy right here. This guy right here is the most disgusting human being in America history. This guy right here, okay? This guy don't even live in America. This piece of shit of a human being married a powerful lady from Israel. This motherfucker lives in Israel. Israel's first for this guy, okay? This is the guy that Charlie Kirk had the most problems with, okay? And it's blow mind that his wife, Charlie Kirk's wife, allows this scumbag to be the face of TPUSA, this disgusting Jewish weirdo. And I've been saying this shit for the longest time to all you Jewish weirdos. If you hate America and you hate American people, then why the fuck are you in America? Because this war, okay, and I said it, okay, I don't care if you call me terrorist lover, let me be a terrorist lover, okay, because I love all Arabic people. I don't care if they're fucking king terrorists to a fucking normal person. I love every human being. I don't care if you're black, pink, purple, burgundy, yellow, beige. I don't care. I love every human being on earth. We all brothers and sisters, okay? But these are the people dividing the world. These are the people responsible for World War I, II, and III now. These people are the ones responsible for the 9/11, okay? The 9/11 project, when they knocked the Twin Towers, was to put a battery in America's back so we can go to the other side of the world and try to wipe out all the Arabics. That's the whole story of 9/11, guys. Real talk. Okay? But this is the problem in America, guys. People like Ben Shapiro. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I started with a little bit of my life story. I don't know why I did that, but for a reason, I'm leaving it in the video. But this guy is no good. Before I go, listen to what he says.
The most courageous commander-in-chief in modern American history. There is no question about this.
Now, there are plenty of examples in our own government, but I like to think of myself more of a...
What does that mean if I'm...
People were praying and declaring that Christ is king.
You know, Vance is like, Christ is king, and I thought, like, what does that mean if I'm not Christian, though? Where do I fall into this coalition? And I felt a little bit like maybe I don't belong here.
Because these people are all devil worshiper, guys. Okay? All these people that defend Israel, okay? All these celebrities, okay? That's how they're getting paid to push this evilness, okay? This was going to be one of the best podcasts in the space with females. You had right here the Asian girl that worked for the Obamas and the Bidens. And then she turned the page and became a Republican because of all the evilness there. Then you got this fake racist lady here, okay? The one that I just, dang. Then you got the other girl, I don't know who she is. I guess she worked for PBD podcast. Then you got Anna on the other side that she comes from another podcast. So I'm like, yo, if these four ladies get together, we can finally take down The View, the most disgusting four ladies in the world in the show called The View. I'm like, yo, this was going to pick up and destroy The View because they're speaking honest stuff. But I guess...
should be commensurate with the person's values, right?
This is also the same woman who rage quit our show when I was working at Valuetainment because we were talking about, you guessed it, Israel.
Let me preface by saying I do not think that this is the case.
I don't think that Israel killed him because there's no evidence of that.
They're saying this is a discussion that's happening literally everywhere. We would be remiss if we didn't cover it to debunk it.
This conversation.
It's
over a week.
It's still pretty prevalent.
We've got multiple accusations that all pile up to the same exact...
No, I think it's the furries. It's the furries. I think it's the furries. Rumors have come out that he was in fact breaking with a lot of those ties and was starting to come into disagreement with many of these donors.
There was a lot of pressure towards ends up being about how do we bash Israel. This is not for me. I am not interested in this.
Okay,
I love
I
you
know.
guys. I'm sorry.
Let's be good. Let's be good about precious Israel. Let the country committing a genocide. Yeah. Okay.
Zero. I think you guys are great. I fundamentally disagree with you about every show doing this. I'm sorry.
Cool. So can we continue the conversation?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
All right.
Little girl.
Wow. Okay, guys. So, again, to clarify, I don't think Israel did it.
Yeah, no one here was saying that Israel...
I do not think Israel killed him.
We have to be able to intellectually explore
And they're talking about the Charlie Kirk thing. And I still say they had something to do with it, with Erica Kirk and the TP USA. There was hundreds of millions of dollars missing, billions of dollars coming in and out. Charlie Kirk figured out the scam they were doing with the children, okay? And this is why Charlie Kirk kept saying they're going to kill him. I love you guys. Have a good day. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoy this. Peace out.